We tend to view happiness as a lottery ticket, a lucky alignment of external circumstances, favorable human genetics, and a lucky dice roll. If things go well, we feel happy. If they don't, we feel stuck. Early 20th century psychotherapist Alfred Adler viewed things differently. He rejected the concept of fate entirely. Adler observed that humans are born with an innate drive to overcome helplessness. You see it in toddlers fighting to tie their own shoes or pour their own drinks. Yet as we grow older, we often stunt that growth. We pause, waiting for external permission or validation to actually be happy. The authors of the book The Courage to Be Happy distilled Adler's work into a specific formula. Happiness is constructed through two distinct variables: complete independence and deep community. Happiness is not something that passively happens to you. It is a highly engineered state that demands the active, ongoing balancing of these two opposing psychological forces. In Adlerian psychology, true independence has little to do with financial self-sufficiency. It means absolute freedom of choice and a total rejection of the need for outside approval. To achieve this, Adler proposed a strategy called the separation of tasks. The theory posits that much of our daily anxiety comes from a simple boundary issue. We interfere with other people's responsibilities, or we let them interfere with ours. Determine who owns a task by asking, "Do I control the outcome?" and "Am I directly affected?" Apply this to choosing who to marry. That choice is yours. If your parents disapprove, those emotions belong entirely to them. True independence requires acting on your own choices while letting go of other people's emotional reactions. Managing their feelings is not your responsibility. The second strategy for independence requires tackling how we view our personal histories. You have to free yourself from the belief that past trauma dictates your present capabilities. Adler argued past events hold no inherent power. We actively control the meaning we assign to our history, choosing how to interpret those events today. People usually block this progress through three internal barriers. They lack the courage to risk failure, they lack the will to stop passively relying on others, or they are trapped in self-centeredness, playing the perpetual victim. Mastering the self means ending the blame game. You take absolute ownership of your choices, recognizing that the world does not owe you an apology, and it certainly doesn't owe you a handout. But a fiercely independent person completely isolated from society will not find lasting fulfillment. That is only half the equation. Adler called the second half Gemeinschaftsgefühl, a German term for community feeling. The premise is that human value only truly exists in relation to others. Within a community, happiness is derived specifically from feeling useful. It is not enough to be productive for your own gain. Your efforts have to serve someone else. Take your career, for example. Your worth comes from an attitude of contribution, regardless of your specific job title or your salary. A helpful, approachable cashier provides more immediate value to their community than a cynical, rude executive. A complete life requires taking that robust, independent self you built and directing its capabilities outward to serve a vital function in society. Moving past the workplace, we reach the second tier of connection, friendship. True friendship operates entirely outside of transactional rewards. It requires building bonds on unconditional respect and empathetic listening, rather than calculating what you can get in return. The ultimate relationship tier is romantic love. Adler viewed this as the peak psychological shift a human can make. Successful love forces a transition in how your brain processes the world. You stop prioritizing me and start prioritizing us, and this brings the entire Adlerian formula together. You cannot have a healthy us without two fully independent me's. Adlerian happiness is the deliberate, lifelong practice of protecting your individual freedom while fiercely and actively loving the world around you.